What's up, folks? Welcome to the Modern Truths Throwback Thursday. I'm MJ, here with Alex Storm, and as we always do, we're going to talk about an old school movie today. So Alex, what are we going to be talking about today?
So this week we watched The Wedding Singer, which stars Adam Sandler, Drew Barrymore, and it was directed by Frank Palazzi.
Sure, I'm down. I'll take that.
Not sure exactly his name. Dorassi? Either way. We watched it because Pixels is coming out this week. Adam Sandler is a big part of that project. And so we figured we'd go back and watch one of his classics. For me, I've seen this movie a lot of times. It's probably one of my favorites, maybe my very favorite romantic comedy. And it was your first time. What did you think?
Oh, first time watching this one, and I thoroughly enjoyed the film. Got my laugh on quite a bit. You know, this is like peak Sandler. You know, this is like, I think Waterboy came out later that year.
Yeah, it was 1998. He'd had Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison were popular in the years past.
Yeah. So he pretty much, this was Adam Sandler sort of pumping on all cylinders. And I think the reason I didn't watch the movie is because I was not digging the 80s aesthetic and the entire like punchline of it just being the 80s. And really thinking about it, coming out in 1998, wasn't even that far enough removed from the 80s for it to even like be a thing, you know? But
you know, it's funny you say that because before watching it, I've never even noticed that. Like, that's never been something that was, like, I was even, conscious of watching it.
Yeah?
Yeah. I never thought about the aesthetic.
That's what it's all about. I mean, that's what the movie is.
It's the story, I guess. Like, Adam Sandler's little, I don't know, dorky, cute wedding singer character. I don't know. I was paying attention to the story. I never paid attention to the aesthetic. But I like it. It fits the movie.
Yeah, I would say, if there's one thing I would say about a lot of the movies that came out with around this time, or one word I would use to describe it, I would say earnest. That's what I would say. No, not Ernest Goes to Jail or Ernest Does Christmas or whatever Ernest does. I mean, like, just very, like, sort of sincere and almost naive in a way, right? Like, his character,
it's sweet.
Very sweet. And his character is just this guy who just, hey, he just wants to be loved. He just wants to be married, and he wants to see other people be happy. That's why he likes being a wedding singer. He doesn't have huge aspirations to make a lot of money. And, you know, I mean, let's be real. It's still a romantic comedy. It still follows all the romantic comedy tropes. You have the initial romance, maybe the forbidden hookup, the moment that brings them together, and of course, the misunderstanding that sort of potentially may push them apart. For them to overcome it all and end up happily ever after. You know, I want to see the sequel to like every romantic comedy. You know, I want to see like what happens like 3 months later when they're like used to each other and they're like, well, wait a minute. No.
That sounds depressing.
I gotta dig into it because like to me, one of the weird things, because I don't watch a lot of romantic comedies. Feel free to tell me some that I need to check out in the comments or something. I really like Love Actually, so you know, I don't know. But tell me about some other stuff. But it's just like, if you really think about this movie, this guy worms his way in with a girl who's getting ready to get married, then he ruins her engagement, and they end up getting together. So just on a like fundamental real world level, despite the fact that her fiance is a complete douchebag, but that's like the type of information that in the real world you probably actually wouldn't acquire. You know what I'm saying? And so, and she doesn't know he's a douchebag when she falls for him. That's the other key point. I mean, well, you know.
But maybe. So you're right. But it's a movie world, and so we get to know all that, and Adam Sandler gets to know all that as well. But maybe it's just about love, and it's about them both being with the wrong person. And then they find each other and realize, oh no, we're with the wrong people, and we should be together.
Yeah, I mean, and the movie is very heavy-handed about that concept. You know, it's very obvious that neither one of them should be with the people that they were with, even though his ex-girlfriend Linda is not even really much of a character. She's in like what, 2 scenes in the entire movie, but it's still pretty evident. Of course, you know, because again, look, I can't just enjoy it for what it is. Apparently, I have to think, well, why were they together to begin with? I mean,
she loved him from his rock star days.
No. I mean, but her behavior and her attitude didn't really seem like she was a very lovable person.
No, he's much more lovable. But he was a pushover. She was controlling him.
I don't know. I mean, he might have been a pushover, but he still seemed so sweet, such a nice guy. And then he falls for this super sweet Drew Barrymore character. I just don't see how either one, essentially Linda and Drew Barrymore's douchebag boyfriend, they should have been together. And then,
I agree. But are you saying you've never met a really nice guy who is dating a really mean lady? Because I feel like I've seen that a lot. That's common. And same way vice versa. And that's what this is. And then he meets a nice lady.
Yeah.
And Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler, I guess this is why they've gone on to do tons of romantic comedies together.
Tons?
They have, they have like 3 more, I think.
They got 3? 3 more?
Maybe 2.
50 First Dates.
And
The
there's another
Wedding
one.
Singer.
Mm-hmm.
And
there's more. We'll have to look it up.
All right, yeah.
But there are.
We'll digress on that one.
I think when 50 First Dates came out, that was their third one that they'd done together. So it was a joke.
Oh, man. You're getting buried right now. Guys, be gentle. Be gentle, okay? She's not a film historian. It's okay.
Definitely not. Either way, they fit together really well. Their characters being together, their chemistry, it's very real.
Yeah, and I got to get like a little weird stuff here. I like the idea that Drew Barrymore and him, fit together in a cinematic sense because let's be real, Adam Sandler is not, let's say, your classic handsome leading man, and let's be real, Drew Barrymore is not your classic gorgeous leading woman, right? And so, essentially, if you were to take this out of movie land and you saw these two people walking on the street together, you'd be like, yeah, okay, I can buy that. Like, you wouldn't feel like someone's like slumming it completely or someone was shooting way above, And that was maybe the other thing I thought about when watching this movie. I mean, even with comedies these days, it seems like the people look better. And this wasn't even that long ago. But it's like Adam Sandler is basically the only person that's still making movies that can, obviously he's still Adam Sandler. And so he can do these things. But it seems like you have to be
You're saying
more
that
attractive.
movies now, are far more focused on looks so that maybe this movie, if it was made by a no-name actor today, it wouldn't be as popular because the guy wouldn't be a stud.
No. Not if it was a no-name actor. I think if The Wedding Singer was made today, Drew Barrymore would not have been in it. Adam Sandler still would be because he's proven over the past 5-6 years that he's still doing stuff, But he would have gotten, maybe the girl that's the friend of Drew Barrymore would have been the main girl in this movie. You know what I'm saying? So
fair enough.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. A sad, sad reality of Hollywood and the condition and state that we're in right now. But you know what? It's okay because the comedies keep coming,
They do.
Well, let's do a career retrospective. We're going to do something a little different this week. Because Adam Sandler has so many movies. And we're talking about peak Sandler here. And just think about where his career has gone since this movie, I mean, he's still, I think the thing people don't understand is his movies make a lot of money and have continued to make a lot of money. But, this was the time, even though I skipped this movie, where I was like, I'm down with Adam Sandler. If he's making something, I'm very interested in watching this. And I was going to see pretty much most everything he was coming out with. It seemed like he tried to get a little more serious and do a few little indie dramas and stuff like that too. And it just didn't really work out very well for him. And now he is doing this Happy Madison thing, just pumping out movies left and right that I don't know who likes him, but somebody does.
Well, looking back over his filmography, what I realized were the movies, the old movies, Adam Sandler movies, which are most of what I've seen and that I really like from him. I haven't seen very many of his new movies, but what I have seen I haven't enjoyed nearly as much. But he was a writer on most of his old movies that were really good. And maybe that changed when he started his own movie company. He's a producer on everything now, but it seems like maybe he's writing a lot less.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I'm not in no position to tell you one way or the other because I don't know if he's been writing it. I feel like he has been, but whatever. I can't pull out any evidence to suggest otherwise. But yeah, I don't know, man. This is good. I really like this, and it's kind of interesting to know that I can go back and watch older Adam Sandler films and still enjoy them, and then watch any of the newer ones and not enjoy them. So there's a nice hard cutoff. I don't know exactly where it's at. Maybe it's Big Daddy.
Big Daddy is good.
I don't know. I watched Click. Wasn't really digging that one too tough.
Seen it. I like Anger Management.
I didn't watch that. Couldn't finish
right.
the first Grown Ups.
Mr. Deeds is okay.
Yeah, so
I like the first Grown Ups, but I don't think of that as Adam Sandler's movie.
Well, it is.
It is.
Anyways. Yeah, well, it is. So I don't know. Again, the future will tell. There's no telling what the future holds, I should say, for Adam Sandler. He's got pictures coming out. We'll see if he still has that box office bang. And we know he signed a multi-picture deal with Netflix. So I'm really curious to see how that's going to go, too. Is there anything else to say about The Wedding Singer? Diversity? Diversity conversation?
There isn't any diversity.
There are no brown people, no Asian people, no anything in this movie.
Definitely lacking in diversity. And then females, I don't think you can have a romantic comedy with amazing, strong female character who I can relate to and would like to be in real life. I feel like...
You don't think that's possible, basically?
Not really. I think that romantic comedies, by definition, I mean, the whole plot is driven by a female need for affection and for love and for marriage. This one, like, people are desperate to get married, male and female. Like, I don't think either of these characters are respectable in that way. But, I mean, that'll always be an annoyance with romantic comedies, and I guess why they're a genre that I don't really watch. But with that being said, it's still cute, still sweet, still felt some things in my heart.
Got the feels.
Got the feels.
Yeah.
And, like watching Adam Sandler serenade this girl. It's adorable. You know?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'd have to probably watch more romantic comedies to even judge, because I found that every romantic comedy I watch, I enjoy. Maybe I'm a sucker for romantic comedies.
You are.
I mean, sure, I've only seen like 8 of them my entire life, but I like pretty much all of them. I don't really have any huge critiques. So again, guys, let me know. Talk to your girlfriends, whatever. Hook us up. Send us a line. I want to watch some more romantic comedies. Maybe you can give a suggestion for the next Throwback Thursday. You know, who knows? But yeah, I guess that will conclude this episode of Throwback Thursday, The Wedding Singer. Again, I am MJ, and you can follow me on Twitter at the only MJ. She is...
I'm Alex Storm. You can follow me at Alex Storm, TMT, as in The Modern Truth.
And themoderntruth.com is where you can find all of our Throwback Thursday videos, movie discussions, and all the news you need to know. Thanks again for tuning in, folks, and take care.